Miss Kaniz, take care. Can you see the people that they are on the waiting room?
Yes, I'm letting them to be in. Yes, I'm
Okay.
following up.
I want to also. Okay. So let me repeat again my words. As I told you, I'm going to go through the session by this. I'm going to be a lecturer, but I'm going to be a participant with you. I'm going to hear you. Has a kind of years in our schools or in the world because it started as 1.0 version, then it changed to 2.0 version by changing some kind of items inside. Let me introduce myself if you didn't attend any session for me before, and I actually attended a session with you in the beginning for performance tasks. I'm Dr. Tamer. I'm the consultant of the school. I have been working in the training field for many years. I started working as a grade one teacher here in Riyadh in Future Window International School. Then I start positions until I'm now, as I told you, the consultant of the school. Okay. We have actually certain objectives that we're going to go through while we are just going through the session. Number one is overview of the elite and its role, why elite is important as an observation tool, not evaluation tool, because we have to differentiate between observation and evaluation. Know the elite environments and their items. You're going to know how many environments that is going to be observed. Again, observation, observe. And elite as an acronym stands for what? These are the objective. Differentiate between the elite and other observation tools and try out elite. Actually, you're going to have a kind of assignment by the end to watch a video for one of the American class and you have to observe it. And you're going to send me the answer because I'm going to mark it. Elite is an acronym. Actually, elite is going to be written all letters with small. So elite is going to be small letters. And as I mentioned, it's an observation tool, but for whom? Not for the educators. It's for the learning environment, mainly the learner. I don't want to see the educators inside the class. I want to find that the educators inside the class are passive. And the active member are going to be the learners. The active members are going to be the learners. All the learners. The feedback is going to be taken from the learners. The explanation is going to be the learner. Discussion is going to be the learners. So whether happen inside the classroom is going to be dependable on one element, the learners. The teacher or the educator must be an invisible in this observation tool. So it's a learner-centric classroom observation tool. It has seven environments, seven environments. So the evaluator or the observer, we're not gonna call it, we're not gonna call him. Later is gonna be observer. He's gonna enter the class. He's gonna observe the class in seven environments. Don't show your muscles as a teacher and show that you are the excellent one. As I told you, I don't want to see the teacher inside the class. I want to see him as a facilitator, helper, guide. Each environment, actually, from the seven, is going to have 3 to 5 observable student behavior because we are observing the students or the learner. So all the items for the seven environments is going to be 28 items that must be observed in 20 minutes. Beginning of the period or at the end of the period or in the middle of the period. As we said, we are observing the learners. So I don't care about the indicators of the teacher. So even the names are not going to be used. I'm not the name of the teachers. Observation tool for the learning environments, mainly the learners. I'm just repeating this now and then because minutes to observe the class. And I found that 15 minutes, the teacher or the educator is talking. That means we didn't observe and we didn't find anything, and there's going to be a big problem. 20 minutes observation time, as we mentioned. Actually, we can extend this 20 to be 22, 24, 25, or sometimes if we can, as I'm a lead evaluator at Cognia. So if I don't find one of the element is not observed, I can ask the students in 2 minutes about direct question related to the observable items. Environment eleot, as we said that it's an acronym, is a learning environment means, or what does it mean learning environment? Is the context in which your student learning occurs within a classroom setting. So again, the eleot depends on differentiation. So the eleot focuses observation on the most important educational stakeholder, the learner. Again, I'm repeating this now and then because some of the teacher thought that it's an evaluation tool. No, I'm not evaluating you. Actually, we have the school. But here, I want to be sure that we are depending on learners inside the class, learner-centered techniques or methods. Doesn't require face-to-face training or multiple-day professional development. We're going to talk, frankly, about the 28 items in the 7 environments, and we're going to find how we can set was intentionally built to be intuitive, easy to use, educator-friendly tool. As we said, it's nothing related to the educator. It's something as observation for the learners. Has online training modules and an online integrated reliability certification processes. Actually, if you're going to be one of the people that they're going to enter to that kind of training, to evaluate schools, to be observer, to be evaluator, like lead evaluator. So you have to be an observer, certified observer. Mrs. Kind, hello. May mute yourself, please, all of you. Okay. The slides are not moving in front of you, guys. Seem only your screen isn't changing.
Yeah, the same screen.
Let me just change the share. Is it clear now? It's changed, yes? Okay. So, as we said, if you are going to be one of the members under the Cognia headquarters, you have to be trained, not a kind of training by me, but it's going to be online training, that you're going to be a certified observer, elite observer, and you're going to take certificate for that one. Again, if we don't have time to observe in the 20 minutes, as we mentioned here, if we don't have time to observe in the 20 minutes, so we can ask the students direct question related to the 28 items. Okay, as we said that we have 7 environments to 5 observable items. The environments are equitable learning, high expectation, so equitable learning 4 items, high expectation 5 items, supportive learning 4 items, active learning, progress monitoring and feedback 4 items, well-managed learning 4 items, and digital learning 3 items. And this is one of the main things that we're going to talk about it with the leader later, inshallah, when I visit them. Because we need to activate digital learning environment not only using smart board. No, we want to enhance the dealing with technology inside classrooms because to satisfy the three items. Okay, the tool actually, it's online tool, but we have a PDF for it. As you can see here, we have a scale. It's a kind of rubric. It starts from not observed, the scale of it is 1, to very evident, the scale of 4. Again, an evaluation tool. It's an observation tool for the learning environment. Because of that, it's called Effective Learning Environments Observation Tool, ELEOT, ELEOT, ELEOT. I don't care about the teachers. Even you're going to find here that all the items, the 28 items, start with learners. Learners. I want to observe learners in those 20 minutes. The first 20 minutes, the middle 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes. These are the 7 environments, including the 28 items. Okay. As I told, we have environments, 28 items. Each environment has from 3 to 5 observable tools. Let's now make a kind of teams. Well, let me make a breakout room. And each team is going to take one of the items. So assign automatically. I need 7 groups. Okay. So around 5. At first, I forgot to send for you, Miss Karen.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to send. Do you have the PDF for the Elliot or not?
I will check in my email. You want to check right now?
No. Okay, let me send it to WhatsApp and share it with them right now, please, because they are going to have a discussion.
Okay, noted.
Okay, I'm going to send the tool to Mrs. Karen right now. And as we said, we're going to have a kind of discussion. You have 5 minutes, each group, to discuss the item. Then we're going to come out and start saying, what did we learn? So this kind of group or breakout room is going to consist of all members that they know exactly what does it mean by Elliot and its environment, the 7 environments and the 28 items, and the new members that maybe they know or not. So we need active discussion because I don't want to talk all the time. And as I told you, this kind of training, I gave it before to you. Okay, Miss Karen. Miss Karen, may check, please.
Not yet, sir.
It's uploaded. I think you have received.
Received.
Okay. Share it with them, please, because when we make this kind of group,
Yes, I have sent. You can find it on the staff group.
perfect.
They've received.
Okay, perfect. I'm adjusting now the groups. Said we have 7 groups. It's going to be assigned automatically. Be ready. You're going to be directly go to the group, and I'm going to write in each group which environment. Like room 1 is going to be equitable learning environment. Group 2 is going to be high expectation. Group 3 is going to be supportive learning. Group 4 are going to be active learning. Group 5 are going to be progress monitoring and feedback. Group 6 are going to be well managed learning. As we said, you have the item that you're going to look at and start discuss about. What are the characteristics or what we need to see while we are observing those kind of environment? The last one is digital learning. Okay, now I'm going to open all rooms and I'm going to go through. You have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Start joining, please, your room and start explaining and discussing. Please accept. Please accept. Some people are still here. Miss Aisha, both Miss Aisha, Miss Amani, Miss Isra, Miss Madiha, please accept the assignment. Just enter to the group, please. You're going to find a message that you have to join the room. Miss Marwa, Miss Noura, Miss Khadija, Miss Sally, yes, please. Miss Aisha, Miss Amani, Miss Marwa, you're still here. Miss Aisha Musa, Miss Marwa, Miss Noor, Miss Noura, Miss Rizwana, Miss Safa, Miss Sally, Miss Khadija. There is a message. Okay, Miss Aisha. Miss Noura, you have a message to just join the room. Miss Rizwana, Miss Safa, Miss Sally, Miss Khadija. Hello.
Out.
Okay, we're waiting for all of them just to rejoin again to the main room.
Recording in progress.
Okay. I have a problem with some teachers. I told that I'm gonna assign each teacher for a room, like well managed. Well managed, they have 5 members, but when I enter, I found only 1 member in it. I assigned 5 members in well managed environment and out room. You're gonna go and start open your mic and discuss about the environment. Miss Kanis, may you mute yourself, please? When I enter
Sorry,
to the
Dr.
room,
Tamer.
yeah, no problem. When I enter to managed, I found only one teacher. I just assign you not to talk all the time. So you have to open your mic and start talking. And you know that this is a kind of discussion. It's not gonna be a traditional one. Do you want to change it to a traditional one? When we changed to traditional one and I started speaking by myself, I found that some people said that he didn't let us participate. So again, please, I'm gonna send a message right now in front of you in the screen that you have to join your group. Join, open your mic, discuss about the paper that was sent by Mrs. Karen. According to the title of the group. Hello? Clear?
Yes, Mr. Tamer.
Okay.
Yes.
The well managed, please, Miss Asma. iPhone, Miss Safa, Miss Sally. You have to join the group. You have to join the group. Five minutes. The people that distill here in the main room.
Excuse me, Mr. Tamer. Can I ask you one question, please?
Yes. Yes. Yes, please.
Yes, actually, as you previously explained the different rooms, but I don't know about the whether which part of the progress we have to go to discuss. Actually, I missed the number one. So can you please tell me us the which part of the means here meeting we have to be discussed among us, like right now, the high expectation, the supportive learning, or
Okay, which okay, let me just see which one you are in.
All right, let me enter it. Okay, then I'm going to enter, all right?
Miss Quattrolin, yes, the right? On the groups, why? Okay, actually, when you accept right now, if you are going to be in equitable learning, Mrs. Karen has sent for you the sheet. So you have right now to go and find out the items and start discussing with your friends about it. Clear? Hello? Miss Rina, Miss Kainet, Miss Lulu, Miss Niha, you are still here. You have to be in your group. Miss Lulu, you are in equitable learning. Miss Sumaya, you are in equitable learning. Equitable learning, I have only a number and I don't have many people. Hello? Miss Lulu, Miss Sumaya, may you accept, please?
Hello. Hello.
Hello? Okay, I want to hear your discussion, please.
Hi. Okay.
Miss Lulu, Miss Aisha?
Because before we were with Miss Niha and with Miss Lulu, so
No, I know about the problem that they start going in and out, and there are people actually are not assigned because they don't know how.
Yeah, sorry,
join.
but I was
Okay,
mid-sem and I have some
talking, I think. Yeah,
Okay,
we were
start
talking
discussing.
about equitable. Okay, we were talking about equitable learning, about how to treat each one in the class equally. So we, if it was shy or stubborn or has special needs, so we have to give him how to treat him in the class. This is what I understand from the discussion. Right, Miss Lulu?
Your name, please?
Yes, I'm here. I'm Miss Lulu. How are you?
Yeah,
So
I'm fine. My name is Teacher Salma.
I'm understanding that to treat the students not equally. It's up to their circumstances. Yeah, for example, some students are weak, some students are strong in another way. So I can't treat them all equally in during the class. I feel that I don't know if it's by learning. I mean,
You have 4 items in the equitable learning. May you read it together and start explain them?
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to another room just to see the others.
So we
Thank
go
you.
back to our colleagues. Okay, we go back to our colleagues. Okay,
Okay,
Aisha or Niha?
Okay. Who's recording?
Yes, go on. Go on, please.
Okay. How about Miss Merwa? What's your
She
point?
didn't
Speaking
say
about high
anything.
expectation.
You said this? Okay.
Miss Rawa.
So,
Actually, Dr. Tamer, we
by
divided
giving-
the point for every one of us. So every teacher took 1 point. So the
Okay,
first point
perfect.
was for
Forget
Miss
about
Marwab,
Miss Ru'a.
but
Miss
Miss
Ru'a, forget
Marwab,
about that. I'm here right now. I'm just listening to you. I'm a listener, okay? Forget about that.
Yeah.
Don't explain. Just speak frankly. If you want to speak in Arabic, if you are Arabic speaker, no problem. Okay?
no, it's
Okay.
okay because I don't
Okay.
know if the other teacher will understand or no. Actually, I was looking for the last point, so I will explain the last point, and it's okay if they want to explain their points. So as you see, Dr. Tamer, my point was the learners should take responsibility for and also self-directed in their learning. So what I understand about this point and what I know about it, that the learners actually should define what they want to learn and achieve in this activity. And also they have they can know their materials, tools, what they want to, what they will use in this activity. Also, they have to know about the time management, like how they will manage the time with either the activity or if they have exercise or worksheet. Also, if they want to work individually, like if I give them like something to do it, so they can do it individually, like by themselves, and they can do this challenge alone. So this is what I got from the point.
Okay. I'm gonna go to another room. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
How about Miss Isra, Miss Merwa? Can we hear you?
Wait.
Are they
Hey,
here?
what about, wow, yes, what
Yes.
about
The
What's
other
your
two?
point? The first one.
Number two,
Most of them, they are, yes, working with our performance task.
Go on. I'm just a listener. I'm acting like I'm in the class.
Actually, we discussed the 4 points and we were trying to relate to different subjects like Mr. Ranga. We have
Okay, no
art.
problem. I'm just going through from one group to another to find out.
Yes, Miss Amal with science and Miss Sumaya with English. We are trying to apply the skills with different subjects, how it will work. The last one, yes, learners collaborate with their peers to accomplish complete projects, activities, and tasks. And assignment, this is fine with the performance task. As I said, that it is applicable for all students. We can give them the one student the assignment, the other student the artwork, the other student can bring the material and participate, the other student prepare the rubrics, how they are going to evaluate themselves. So in this way,
Why stop talking? Why when I enter any room you stop talking? I'm acting like a teacher in the class. No.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Tamer. Yeah, you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
Go on.
Yeah, hello. So we're talking about how to manage the time in the class, and we need to have a plan from the
Okay.
beginning.
Go on. Forget about me. Forget about me. Go on in your talking, in your speech.
Yeah, we're talking about this. Yeah.
Okay. So you finished talking? Do I join late?
No, Asma, she's talking with me, I think. Miss Asma, yeah.
Okay. Let's
Miss
return back to
here
the.
and she left. I don't know. Maybe the net is not good.
Okay, so let's return back to the main room.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we are waiting for the rest just to return back from the breakout room.
Recording in progress.
Okay.
Just to let him understand, or
I
let,
think
let
you
them
have
understand.
discussed about the 7 environments,
Yes,
Miss Lulu.
yes, yes. We discussed that.
Miss Lulu?
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. So
we
you
discussed
were
that.
the leader.
Yeah,
You were the leader in the equitable learning.
It's okay, no problem. We didn't
Okay.
decide yet, but it's okay.
Okay. May you talk about it, please, quickly in 1 minute?
Okay, we said that we can teach them. It can be to be equal equal learning for the class. Some of the students weak, some of the students are outstanding. So we decide that we can use different strategies to be equal for most of them, and we can use, for example, a simple question for the weak one and hard question for the smart one or for outstanding one, just to make them all equally and feel that all of them answer well, or I don't know, it's yeah, yes,
Okay.
like that.
So,
So
let
we
me
will
add.
encourage all of them, even weak. The weak
Uh-huh.
feel that it's good as the outstanding students.
Okay, so actually you talk about differentiation inside the classroom, and again, I mainly want to focus on,
yes,
that we are not evaluating teachers. We are observing these students.
Yes.
About the difference between equality and why here we wrote equitable. Equitable to give each learner the exercise or the activity that is suitable for his level. If you're going to be equal for all of them, that means you're going to miss a kind of mastering a skill for some of the students.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. So let me talk about what the observer looking for learners or listening for learners. These are the items in the equitable learning. Quickly, I'm going to say them and we're going to read. Look for learners and listen for learners. So the environment, the first one is learner engage in differentiated learning. And this is one of the key words for equitable. Opportunity or activity that meet their needs. What we need to see the learners working in small groups, whole groups, or individually. And this is going to be in 20 minutes. Like you can switch between group work, pair work, or individual work. Completing activities or experiences that are varied depending on understanding of content student needs or student interest. So if you are going to address one of the question, this question must be in 3 levels. Because of that, you have just to be prepared with certain activity that's suitable to the level of the learners. We are going to listen to these words or speeches inside the class. Like the concepts are easier to understand when I use a concept map. Yes, using the concept map, the diagrams, using the online resources. I need to have a better understanding of this concept before I go to the next activity. Maybe one of the students is going to just raise their hand and told you that I don't understand this concept. I need more clarification. This will give us a kind of clue that this evidence is clear about number 1. So we are going to give 4 for the environment. Number 2, learners have equal
access to class.
Resources, technology, and support. So we are not concentrating on the high-level learners, and we are forgetting at the low level. So moving freely to access resources. We need to find that the learners are moving from places, but take care. This will not be contradict to one of the items in the other environment. We need to find them that they are moving freely, going from one part to another. If you have resources, he can pick up the resource and return back, like in English period. He has to use the dictionary. So he's gonna go to the place that he has dictionary, bring it and use it, then return it back. Being included in activities, responsibility, and discussion. So roles of the group must be stated. The speaker, the president, the timekeeper. It must be clear in front of us as observer. Talking with teacher and peers. So they are not going to be silent. There's going to be a kind of healthy noise. Healthy noise. Discussion together. Not talking about things out of the top. My learning group signed up to use the tablets every Tuesday, and my friends group uses the tablets every Monday. And this is what I'm going to discuss regarding the seventh environment for digital learning, because we are going to assign times, inshallah, for the learners to bring their technology tool. We need to access Google Maps and get the elevation map from the resource file. So they have equitable. Learners are treated in a fair, clear, and consistent manner. That all learners, as we said, they have equitable opportunity. So we are not, again, it's a lecture item number 2. We are not concentrating on the high level and forget about the low level. So self-correcting, the main thing. Feedback, it must be self number 1. Like in English period, if someone said, you're not going to say, or you're going to laugh at him, or you're not going to correct him immediately. If you want to guide him, you're going to say, you're going to point with your hand and say, I, then you're going to change your intonation. I has a tablet. So like that, you are going to push her or him to correct himself. So you're going to say, yeah, sorry, I have a tablet. Or if he doesn't get the idea, you can let one of his peers to help him. So self-correcting, showing acceptance of rules and consequences, acknowledging established classroom practices. So they know that they must raise their hands, they have to talk about the topic, not out of the topic. Moving in a good way, they are talking in a good way, not fighting. So some of the words that we're going to notice, I'm moving my behavior clip to yellow. So motivational chart is going to be one of things, because you know that if he follows the classroom directions, you are going to move his name in the motivational chart. And this is one of the topics that must be included in our classroom and with each teacher. I understand that I finished my project past the timeline, because we're going to give them time. As I told you, we have 20 minutes to be observed. So that means I won't get the highest grade. Number 4, learner demonstrate and or have opportunity to develop empathy, respect, appreciation for differences in abilities, aptitudes, backgrounds, cultures, and or other human characteristic, condition, and disposition. So you're not going to find that we have 2 nationalities or we have many nationalities in the classroom, because we are a kind of heterogeneous group. You're going to find that some of the learners don't accept one of the nationality. This is not accepted at all, and you're going to find in the face of the learner, because of the learner on the way of speaking with each other. Or if she once said, no, I don't like Amira to be with me, she is Egyptian. It will give me indication that this items in the equitable learning environment is not actually observed. So different levels, even in their academic level. So it must be a heterogeneous group with different levels, different nationalities, different things, just to make a mixture. Asking questions to understand other cultures and differences. Helping each other in heterogeneous groups. I'm going to hear this one. In my home country, it's unlawful to protest against the government. You have 3 sisters and I have 1. I like helping my friend with math because I know it's harder for him than for me. Even helping each other. For the high expectation, who was the leader for the high expectation? An old one. Quickly, please. High expectation environment. Anybody, not the leader, anybody. I'm gonna return back to the. Okay. High expectation, Miss Isra, Miss Marwa.
Yes, Dr. Tamer.
Miss Ra, yes. Okay, may you talk about this one, please? In 1
Yeah,
minute.
it's
only.
okay. Again, you want me to talk?
About high expectation, about the items and high expectation, about what you
Yeah.
have discussed in the group.
Yeah, we were, as I told you, we were discussing by the point. So we said that we have to lead for the students as a goal. We have to let them goals so they can achieve it in the class. So, for example, as we said, if they have activity, they can do it by themselves. They can be independent. So they know what's the tool that they will use it. They know also the materials, and for sure that also they can understand their time, how to manage their time. So in this way, they can, as we said, they can work independently and individually to work and to challenge what they have to do.
Okay.
If you want
Thank
to
you,
ask
Ms.
me
Ra.
about
Thank you.
anything,
Okay,
it's okay.
high
It
expectation
will be
actually
different.
starts from the beginning. Okay. Actually, high expectation starts from the beginning of the period when you have certain goals and objectives. Those objectives actually are your high expectation for the learners that they must achieve by the end. Because of that, we stress or we focus objectives on the board at the beginning of the period. And each time they found that the student or the learner mastered one of the objectives, they have to put a tick on. So here are the items learners strive to meet or are able to articulate the high expectation established by themselves and or of the teacher. Sometimes we have the KWL. If you know about the KWL, it's what you know, what you need to learn, what have you achieved, or what have you learned at the end. KWL is one of the tools that we actually start the period with. Asking them what they know about the lesson. Like if I'm teaching cell or living things in science. So I'm going to ask them to write about what did they know. Actually, I advise all teachers to use discussion room to know about the K or what they know before entering the class in the day before. Why? Because they have to build upon the information that they gather. I'm not going to give information regarding animal cell or plant cell and the difference between them. And actually, most of the class know all the information about it. I have to give them something new. I have to make this environment challenging but attainable. So here, what we need to look for, asking questions to clarify assignments or instruction, using personal goals. Sometimes you're going to ask them to set up their goals by themselves, what they need to learn by the end, because as I told you, what they know, what they need to learn, and what they have learned by the end. Or timelines to guide their work, referring to rubrics for criteria. Even using rubrics in this kind of environment is one of the main things to evaluate the learners, evaluate themselves. So we're going to listen to these things. I will turn this work back into you by tomorrow morning for extra credit. Or are my notes in the right format? Or I'm going to record my all-time best score in my progress chart. Even we return to the motivational chart. Second one, learners engage in activities and learning that are challenging but attainable. As I told you, it must be challenging but attainable. So you have to build upon that. Don't tell me that you're going to go to grade 8 and you tell them or ask them what the difference between animal cell and plant cell. Sorry. They know that. They know that. It's not actually challenging at all. So how do you know that it's not challenging? It's your problem. Know what they learn, or you don't start with the KWL to know what they know. So if you build upon their knowledge, upon their prior knowledge, you're gonna give them a challenging activity, but attainable again. Challenging but attainable. So organizing information to make meaning of content. locating and using classroom resources, referencing sample work or teacher presented examples. Sometimes the teacher must give a kind of model or ask one of the students to be a model for the other, like in writing. We sometimes, according to our book, we give them a model. So this model, it can be achieved in this one. And I can listen to these things. This question requires me to think about other people's opinion before I develop my own. I have never had to analyze so many different sets of numbers. Number 3, learners to describe high quality work. As we said, they have a model. They have a model answer. So they know to describe that this actually the best answer or not by a kind of discussion, elaboration of discussion. So using and talking about sample work to complete tasks, showing peers how to apply specific steps of process, helping each other, making reference to sample work models. Look there, the model of the teacher on the board. We can use it. We can take the transition words. Look at the mathematical equation that the teacher started using. We can follow the same step. This kind of discussion will give me clue that it's very evident, this items. So I can use the mock writing prompt for ideas and plot development. The assignments, a check sheet list many examples of the resources to use. Number 4, learners engage in rigorous coursework, discussion, and or tasks that require the use of higher order things. Waiting, synthesizing, like they can even give them the opportunity to give feedback about other work. So you can using content-specific vocabulary, applying concept from other discipline, creating something new or experimenting, like the teacher of math, give them a kind of equation. Maybe one of the students just go out and start giving you a new equation that will give the results, but in a simple way, accept from him. And this actually show that this is very evident. Like to find answers, model, response to problem, project. Some of the words, let's use the formula we learned in math to predict the size of our landing area for our rocket test. We want to find a solution to the traffic congestion at dismissal time. The last items here, learner take responsibility for and are self-directed in their learning. As we said, direct feedback, self-correction, peer correction, friends correction. The teacher turn all these doesn't succeed, or all these items don't succeed. So they are going to raise their hands for assistance to help each other from the teacher or other students. Maybe someone is going to ask you that want to ask the other group about a question, referring to their syllables, personal learning objectives. Teacher, we covered the objective number 1, and they can articulate it. That we learned the difference between present simple and past. Focus on the learning. So you're going to listen to this. I'm struggling to write the end of this research paper. Look, he's struggling, but we satisfied the need that this item is very evident, because you're going to ask or adjust one of the other learner to help him, or you're going to help him or her. Our team is moving too slowly on this part of the project. We need to do better. Can we help us? Who's going to open the mic to talk about that in 1 minute, please? Miss
Yes,
Salma.
yes, hello,
Okay.
Salam. We discussed about the supportive learning environment. We think that the teachers have to include discipline practices, so all the students will have like a safe environment, and also will not feel threatened by anyone,
Perfect.
especially their peers or their
Perfect.
classmates.
Yeah,
And
Miss Salma, you're
also
going to find that even it's related to environment number 1, the equitable learning, to respect each
yes,
other.
yes,
Perfect.
excellent. The teacher, yes, the teacher must also set equity. If all of them are equal, so they will feel safe and supported by the teacher. And when they feel
Perfect. Okay.
supported, of course, they'll do their best, and of course motivated. And the teachers also must build a very good relationship with the students. They have to feel that she's a mother with them in the class, so they will feel free to express themselves confidently.
Thank you, Ms. Salma. Thank you.
Thank
As you
you.
can find, or as mentioned by Ms. Salma, we have to enhance the positive environment inside our school by making it supportive. Supportive. We are supporting each other. As we said, the all environments actually relate to each other. Maybe you're going to ask me how 28 items are going to be observed in 20 minutes. As I told you, all of them are related to each other. One is going to lead to the other items. So here the items learner demonstrate a sense of community that is positive, cohesive, engaged, and purposeful. So we are going to look for helping each other with learning activities related also to the environment. Number 2, displaying an agreement with or understanding of the classroom rules. They know the rules. There is a kind of discipline. Willingly working together on activities, projects, or assignments. So our learning group has completed the first 2 steps of the problem. My partner and I gave each other feedback on how we work together. No problem that they speak, as we said, we're observing them. We need the educator or the teacher to be passive inside the classroom. Number 2, learner take risks in learning. As Ms. Salma said, they are no scared. I'm gonna give the answer, and the teacher, she is not gonna make a face. She is not gonna just tell me a word. No, she's gonna help me. She's gonna engage me. She's gonna encourage me. She is gonna motivate me, even if I did something wrong, without fear of negative feedback. So proposing non-traditional question or answer. Sometimes I'm gonna ask a question. It has a relation to the topic, because sometimes I know that students ask questions out of topic, but relate to the topic, but it's a little bit away. Like if we're talking about the animal and plant cell, then I ask these items in grade 3. We know that reproduction or multiplication, multiplying of the cells will happen. And we know the sexual and asexual reproduction. Okay, how it happens in plants? Do we have in plants male and female? No problem. This is a non-traditional question. You have to answer it. Open their appetite. This is one of the example in one of the previous, one of the school last year that was in where? It was in Kuwait. I was evaluating them. So one of the student actually, it was an English period, and the story talked about acceleration. Then the teacher explained for them or told them the acceleration means the speed. And you know that is wrong, actually. This is wrong, because acceleration can speed up, slow down, or change direction. The science teacher know that. Because of that, we need to be involved in all things. We need to learn. We need to learn. We need to be well acquainted or search for the information. So actually, the student asked the teacher. It's an English period. The student asked the teacher, "Teacher, I heard the tutor of my brother telling him about acceleration, but it's no speed up. It's no speed. Because I heard him, he told him that it can be slowed down." Then the teacher told them and told him, no, don't interfere in this topic, because we are not in physics class. And your brother actually is in grade 7. So we haven't to talk about that. Sorry. In this one, I give 1. Not evident. Negative feedback. You have to talk. It's your problem that you don't collect information that they know. If you have a discussion room and you are collecting all the information and know the story that happened inside home, or while they are talking with their brothers and sisters, you're going to build upon their information, and you're not going to put yourself in this critical situation. Or you can solve the problem by asking other students to answer him, not you, if you don't know. Because acceleration, yes, speeding up, slow down, or change direction. So this student is right, and he gives the right information because he is a good listener, but the teacher is not. And when she went out, because actually I made only one mistake, that I made a face on her because she stopped him. She feels that I'm evaluating her. If she actually opened discussion with him, I'm her forward. But she stopped the discussion. She answered him negatively. She put him down. She degraded him. So take care of that, please. So proposing non-traditional question or answers, presenting contrasting opinion, no problem. If it's contrast, accept. Let them discuss together. If you can't solve the problem, let them with each other. Go away from the things by managing your class. Volunteering to lead an activity or try something new when others don't. Raise his hand. I'm going to be the leader. I'm going to be the timekeeper. So here, why should we impose our beliefs on another society? If we're talking about social studies or talk about world history, and you know that sometimes we talk about other societies and what happened in it, maybe they are going to connect it to the modern. Fine. What happened nowadays is going to tell you, okay, when we are studying this, what happened there, they are not following the same technique. No problem, accept from them, open discussion, but don't be in deep. Don't dig in depth, okay? Because we in the classroom, we actually don't relate to something in particular, but in general, I don't think we conserve energy by recycling. Look here, it's a contradicting. But no problem. We're going to accept from him and we're going to support, or we're going to let one of the learners support. Learners are supported by the teacher, their peers, and or other resources to understand content and accomplish tasks. Teacher, you told us that the purpose of this story is to entertain, but I don't believe that. I find that it's to inform. And you don't know. No problem. We are human. Okay, what do you think if we are going to search on Google to find out what the difference between to entertain and to inform? And then we are going to make a kind of voting to find out that it's to entertain or to inform. Or who's going to vote is to entertain or to inform? It's a kind of involvement, positive feedback. So seeking help or clarification. I'm not talking about the teacher, all these things. I'm talking about the students. Asking for additional instruction, me give me more information, offering assistance to their peers, and this we read it before in one of the topics, or showing others how to do something. If there wasn't a model posted in our sample corner, this lab report would be tougher to finish. The role model, the model that you're going to show. If you are available during lunch, may I come back to your room to review the assignments? When one of the students start telling you, if you're available on the break, I want to show you that what did I do. Learners demonstrate a congenial and supportive relationship with their teacher, giving compliment to peers and teacher. Thank you, teacher. You are my helper. You are my lover. You are the one that helped me. You are the one that rescued me. They are. Thank you, Ahmed. You are my good friend. You helped me a lot. Offering encouraging words to peers, serving as peer friends during discussion activities. So you can find sentences like that when they are speaking together. You can do it. We should ask the other group if they want us to help them prepare for the presentation. Active learning environment. Who's going to speak in 1 minute? Quickly, please.
Yes, Dr. Tamer, yes. We can just summarize in a sentence that active learning environment, we discussed that it is totally different from the traditional lecture setting. It is actually students, those who are engaging to, meaningful activities, and they reach to the critical thinking that they are able to evaluate themselves.
You know that the active learning is one of the pyramid that we start just focus on. So learners, discussion, dialogue is exchange with each other, and the teacher predominate. The teacher is not sitting, and the students are not sitting. Sometimes they are moving from one group to another. Because of that, I like stations to be in class. We have different stations or different corners, even to apply differentiation. So participating in small group activities and students facilitate lessons, showing listening skills towards other learners, responding to questions posed by students. Like one of the students asked, maybe one other student is going to answer. So our team is ready to lead the class discussion on the refugee crisis. Debate. I disagree with your opinion. I want to ask other classmates their thoughts. A kind of vote. Learners make connection from content to real life experiences. Do you remember the story of the Kuwaiti guy? Kuwaiti student? He connected to real life experience. He heard the word acceleration, but the teacher stopped. So solving problems, applying information, comparing new learning with real life situation. Teacher, do you know that my father told me this word yesterday because we were talking together about a problem happened. Then he used this word. Okay, accepted. He connected to real life experience. My group is working on a project to solve the school's traffic congestion before and after school. I know how to use this learning to design my own website. Learners are actively engaged in the learning activities. All of them are engaged because that we said differentiation, differentiation, differentiation. Asking questions, talking to others about the activity, working towards completion of the activity. Someone is the timekeeper, someone is the leader, someone is the writer, someone is the discipliner. So interacting with their peers to solve problems or discover solutions. As soon as I finish with this activity, I'd like to work on the group project with Mona and Ali. Learners collaborate with their peers to accomplish complete project activities, tasks, or assignment. Asking question, you're going to find that every item relates to the item and talking to other students about their learning, sharing resources, showing interest in the same learning objective or topic, like the word acceleration. I didn't know the meaning, but I found it in the dictionary. Then the other group don't know it. Okay, I find it. You can take the dictionary, it's here. Look at the meaning. What about placing this piece here to make the base of the tower more stable? Let's research this topic together. Progress monitoring and feedback environment.
Yes, sir. Right now, as we have the topic of the progress monitoring.
This group?
Yes,
please.
Yes. So here, as we know that we have the learners are supported by us. All right. So here, the progress monitoring system, as we know, there are different parts and different types. So here, the curriculum-based management and etc. All the purpose of it here to provide the formative feedback to our students, to us, right? For example, the teachers, to the school admins, to help the individual students to make the significant, especially to growth, individual growth towards the educational goals by redirecting or instructing when they are needed.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And don't forget the motivation chart, because one of the topic also.
Yes. So example,
Okay.
like for example, different examples of the exit tickets. We are going to use this. Their quizzes are there, different question answer. We are going to ask all of these examples.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So as you can find here the items. Learners monitor their own learning, as you know, the high expectation, the objectives. So they know that they are monitoring. They know that they succeed or fail their own learning progress, or have mechanism whereby the learning progress is monitored, the rubric. So using checklists or rubric, answering question from teacher about progress or where they feel a challenge. But please don't ask the usual question. Do you understand or not? Or did you understand or not? This is actually a traditional question. It's better to use it with another way. It's better to just give them a kind of exit ticket questions, following their learning objectives and timelines. So here, I'm almost finished. I need help with number 2. Yes, I was able to find the different regions of South America. Learner respond to feedback from teachers, peers, other resources to improve understanding and or revise work. So we're going to find correcting work or steps taken to complete an activity, like the teacher is going to be monitoring, going around them. So maybe she's going to point for one of the student that check this again. So he's going to accept, correct his mistake, responding to question, retaking assessment, ask question to members from their learning group. Thank you. How's my work now? He's asked to the teacher or asked to his peers. I followed your example for adding exponents, and then I was able to correct all the errors on my test. Learner demonstrate and or verbalize understanding of the lesson content. Remember again, the objectives. So we need them to articulate what they understand, what they got. So taking notes, participating in activities, contributing to discussion in small groups or with their learning partners, using content-specific vocabulary. So this is like yesterday lesson, or this is like grade 4 lesson objective. You need to measure the outside of a shape to find its perimeter. Learner understand and or are able to explain how their work is assessed using rubrics, referring to core syllables. As we said, you have to write the objectives in the beginning. And each time you finish something, you have to go through and say that we are mastering this. 4th grade information, reviewing exemplars or models. I need to finish all 4 problems to make a good grade. We need to look at the rubric so that we know how to make the best problem. Well-managed learning environment. Open your mic, please. One of the educators. And start in 1 minute. Tell me, what did you discuss? I'm going to open the breakout room, guys. Yes, Miss Asma.
Yeah. Well-managed
But
classroom follows rules and routines. Students know what are expected to do. For example, every day we remind them with the rules. Briefly, if we have a plan, we can manage the time, the students, and everything. We can provide a safe environment for the students too.
perfect. Thank you, Miss Asma. But again, please, don't be involved too much in this kind of situation. It must be actually stated from the beginning. Because of that, we're going to start observing the classroom after 8 weeks. So 2 months of the class. So as you can find, there's actually a well-managed learning environment, but I like actually the students to be talking together in groups, but it's a well-managed class. Look here, I'm talking about the lecture. Look at the well-management. So learners speak and interact respectively with teachers and each other, raising hand, making eye contact. So as Ms. Asma said, that they know about the classroom rules, making eye contact, not laughing at or criticizing others, encouraging others, complimenting their peers or teacher, as we said, feedback. I don't think that this is the correct answer, but let's think about it to make sure we have it correct. He's talking about himself or talking about another one. Thank you for your help. Now I will help my learning group. Learner demonstrate knowledge of and or follow classroom rules and behavioral expectation and work well with others. As we said that they're going to move to the resources. They're going to move according to the stations. So I have to clarify this. I have to see this. They're not fighting together. They're not pushing the chair. They're not pushing the tables. So staying in learning space, listening for direction, speaking respectfully to others. I know what Mr. Ali wants me to do for this assignment. You review the directions and I will get the graph paper. That's a kind of dividing the rules of each one. Learner transition smoothly and efficiently from one activity to another by time. So moving quickly and quietly without disruption or additional directions, helping peer move quickly in an orderly and intentional manner. Stations. Ms. Lee said to go in order. Now we are not going to give the direction. They're going to give the direction to each other. You have to be in line. Don't go out of the line because the teacher told. Learner use class time purposefully with minimal wasted time or disruption. Following class procedures, so we have to set time. This will take 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Work independently or in groups, having material, resources, and information readily accessible. Staying focused on the work until the teacher ends the activity time. I have 3 questions left to do before I can choose another activity. Let's gather all of the different pieces before we start building the tower. The lost environment, digital learning, and this is not gonna be actually observed until we have tools, pads, tablets. We have discussion room. Let's listen from you. 1 minute, please, for the digital learning environment. Who's gonna open his mic? Her mic, I'm sorry. Ms. Mayada, go on.
Yes, Mr. Samer, yeah. Digital learning environment or technology environment is the fast way to the student brain because it's contain many choices. We can upload the image or post image, more colors, and we use in school we use a smart board, Coursera, or maybe we can use any online games. So in computer مثلا I use Scratch programs, I use HTML language, so we use all computer devices. So I think this fast way to reach the student sensing.
Excellent. And as we said, Ms. Mayada, that sometimes as a teacher, we miss some information. We're human. So resources in our hands, but we have Google. We have searching tools that we can search for. Ms. Iman, may you just mute yourself? Ms. Iman? Okay. So as you can find here, we have 3 items, and these are the 3 items in the 7 environments out of 28. Learners use digital tool technology to gather, evaluate, and or use information for learning. I know that you are using the smart board, but need them to use to gather. They're not going to gather. Be involved in some kind of games or solving, no gather or evaluate or use information. Because of that, it's one of the main things that we are missing right now. And we're not going to take kind of digital learning more than two, that we have to adjust days for those students, iPads, whatever. So accessing search engine, solving problem, finding resources, citation, information and topics of interest, demonstrating confidence, digital tools and resources. This site has the most information on how to write a 5-paragraph theme. We are using the ISTE standard as a basis to test our skill and knowledge. Number 2, you're going to find that every time that learner must use smartboard is not going to be enough. Learner use digital tool technology to conduct research, solve problems, and or create original words for learning. So the only thing that's going to satisfy this is the computer period. Finding resources, citation, information for research purposes, demonstrating confidence when using the digital tools and resources. I'm almost finished with the design for our band class new logo. Have you found out how to design an aquaponic garden? The last one, use this to communicate. Again, discussion room, 3 times. Or work collaboratively for learning, using blogs, social media, working with other learners on a project or activity, demonstrating confidence when using the digital tools and resources, providing feedback to peers online. Our team will write next week's class blog. Don't forget to update our team progress on our document page. And like that, don't forget that we have 7 items. We have 7 environments. We have 28 items that is going to be observed inside the classroom, not in, and it's going to be for the learners, not for the educators. If you have any questions, I'm ready. So, Mrs. Aisha, how many environments do we have in eleot? Ms. Aisha Iqbal. Okay, Ms.
Yes.
How many environments do we have in eleot?
We have 7 environment, different environments.
No, you're lagging.
Wait.
I'm sorry. Okay, Ms. Aisha, let me ask another one.
I'm really sorry, Doctor. Sorry.
No problem. Ms. Dima.
Hello, yes.
Ms. Dima Javed.
Yes, I'm here.
How many environments do we have in the eleot?
We have 7 different types of environments, such as equitable learning environment, high expectation
No problem.
environment.
Just I want to know the number.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Dima. Thank you. Ms. Lulu. Ms. Lulu.
Yes, I'm here.
How many items in the 7 environments?
How many items in the
7 environments? In all of them, how many items?
It's 3 items or 4 items?
No, I'm talking about all of them, the sum of all items. 28.
Thank you. 28 items.
Okay, 28 items. Perfect. Okay, so Mrs. Sabrina.
Hello?
Okay, may you tell me eleot is an acronym. It stands for what?
Hello?
Yes, I'm talking about.
Yes.
Eleot is an acronym. It stands for what?
It's an effective learning environments observation tool. Hello?
Okay, so effective learning environment observation tool. Thank you. Thank you. You're perfect. Okay. Mrs. Nada. Mrs. Nada Osama, the last question. Just to be sure that we involved all of you randomly. Mrs. Nada Osama.
Yes, Mr. Tamer.
How many versions do we have for eleot?
2 versions.
Excellent. Perfect. And then the second. Thank to evaluate the training and evaluate me. Thank you. I actually appreciate your discussion today in this effective one. Thank you. Ms. Karen, do you want to say anything?
Thank you so much for the active participation, Dr. Tamer. Once again, thank you so much for your valuable guidance. So the next step, inshallah, will be just to get the feedback. I'll be waiting for the link to share with the teachers. Sorry for the short notice, and thank you so much for your valuable time. Appreciate it.
And I'm going to send for you the presentation to share with them and with also the record of the session.
Noted. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Have a
Bye.
good day.
Thank you.
Recording in progress.
Thank you.
You're welcome.